Hey, Sea Salt Sanji here with another video. I know the last video I did, I was kind of phoning it in because I was kind of worn out and tired. Little did I know I was fighting off an infection at the time, but I'm getting treatment for it, so it's all good now. If you know me, I'm a lot more animated than that, especially, I might not talk a lot at first, but once you get me going, it's kind of hard to shut me up. But anyway, this reason why I like this is because I can talk and talk and talk and nobody can ever interrupt me or ruin my train of thought. What I'd like to talk to you about today is something I've heard a lot, on YouTube and other places, etc., is superhero fatigue. It's something that I don't really understand. Why people say it's superhero fatigue is because everybody's gobbling up this anime. They're watching anime. You can't, go into a bookstore without seeing a whole section for anime. So what's the big difference between anime and a superhero? I mean, essentially, it's kind of the same thing in a way. You have somebody with powers who has an agenda, who has a protagonist. It's pretty much essentially the same thing. What it truly comes down to is the difference between Eastern and Western takes on it. With Western, you always have, the good versus evil, the dark versus the light, etc. The old cliches. And that is what I think is getting old. If you watch a lot of anime, it's not necessarily one's good and one's evil all the time. It's always, somebody wants to do something. He wants to become the pirate king. He wants to become, the strongest, or he wants to become, a hero for the sake of being a hero, or he just wants to catch the best sale. You know what I'm saying? That's not necessarily good versus evil. Another cliche in the Western storytelling is they always have to take the villain and make him more relatable. They always have to, give him some justified reason why he's doing what he's doing. Why can't you just make an evil villain be evil? He can't be smug and, have his own agenda, just like the main protagonist. He can't be just self-centered and, he just wants things just because he wants them, like Frieza from Dragon Ball Z. He's evil, but you don't sympathize with him, you hate him. And that's, the hero's meant to be the heel of the story. He's meant, you want to love to hate him. You don't necessarily have to understand him, or maybe his ways are beyond your understanding. Just the way they are the way of the main protagonist. They are beyond your understanding. You don't have to understand the villain to get the story. Another aspect of one cliche in Western storytelling that's also getting old is they're fighting for the sake of the whole entire world. And then they have to up the ante in you have to fight for the sake of the universe and then the multiverse and so forth. Why can't they just fight for trivial reasons? I'll give you a prime example. Two brothers who somehow through some ritual, black magic or whatever, become immortal. You have one beautiful one that's handsome. He has to sacrifice his looks to become immortal. And then the other one, might have to sacrifice a limb or, his favorite collection or whatever, One that's vain, is also, that's handsome and stuff, and he has to sacrifice his looks. And then the other one is greedy and he likes money. Okay. And then they become immortal. And throughout the centuries, one will have, some type of means of transportation. In the Roman days, he'll have like a chariot, and he's shining up his chariot. It's all shiny and everything with all the brass and everything. And then somehow, some way, his brother breaks it. Okay? And then you go through like the whole, the ages, different, cultures and whatnot, He always has some type of, means of transportation, whether it be a horse and buggy, and then his brother always wrecks it or breaks it in some fashion. Okay, so now you fast forward to the modern day, And you see the guy, he's out there, shining up his brand new car, And then his brother busts out of a bank, And a piece of concrete, as he smashes through the wall, smashes on his car. And his brother, without even turning around and looking, he already knows who did this. He already knows who's responsible, just on the MO alone. He knows it's his brother. And he yells out his brother's name in rage. And then they turn around and they both start mouthing to one another, and they start fist fighting through the city. Knowing that they're both immortal and knowing that they can't kill one another, they just beat the snot out of one another. And just go clashing and beating and banging through the city. And then they make the news, and now they have to go into hiding because they have to, wait till everything cools off for a while. And they're both hating one another's guts the whole entire time, Even though they're brothers, they hate one another's guts. I just came up with that, and that's just a prime example of, you don't have to have a superhero fight for the sake of the world all the time. You can be something trivial. Just because they just don't like one another. Just have them fight for whatever reason. It can be he might be fighting for the sake of the world, but doing it not just for the sake of the world, but to protect his family or something. It's okay for a hero or a protagonist to be a little bit selfish about some things. It's okay. That's what makes us human. We all care about our own things. We all have our own agendas in some ways. We always have, people that we love or like more than others. It's just natural, okay? Why can't we have superheroes that feel more natural instead of having these, goody two-shoes, Boy Scout type characters that nobody can relate to? Focus on the characteristics that make us more relatable versus, our physical traits like our skin color, etc. But that's what I think about it. I think that a lot of people aren't really tired of watching superheroes. They're just tired of this type of superhero, this portrayal of it. Let me know what you think about it. Leave me a like, comment, subscribe. Sea Salt Sanji. Peace.